Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Rochelle from Rochelle.Handmade.Designs, and in this video we are doing a quick pattern review for the next collaboration in the series #SoMuchColor. So I know you are wondering, like, this is a different view than what you normally see me in. I'm normally inside in my studio, but I decided to do this pattern review outside on my porch because it's a nice day and I just wanted to come outside, and I've been spending a lot of time in the sun here lately. Okay, so today the collaboration is with the beautiful, the lovely Monique Ryan III on Instagram. She is not a YouTuber, she has Instagram, so I will put her link for her Instagram page in the description box below, so you could go over to Instagram and see exactly what she created for this 90s edition. All right, now before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe button, and also turn on the notification bell so you are notified every time I upload a new video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right on into this video, starting with the pattern description. But first I want to tell you that the pattern that I used for this dress, this color block dress, right, is McCall's 8209. All right, now for the theme this week, Monique and we decided that we are going to do a color block. The color block is using red and pink. Now, we did not have to color block like the way that I did. You just have to use those two colors in a garment. Now, this was not the original pattern that I decided on, but come Thursday night, when the pattern that I wanted to use, which was McCall's 8195, which I will put up on the screen, it does not have the finished garment measurement. So I had to quickly decide on a different pattern, which I'm glad that I did, because it happens like that. You always need a plan A, a plan B, and of course a plan C. So I went with plan B. Good thing I did not have to go with plan C. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get right on into this pattern review, starting with the pattern description. So the pattern description for McCall's 8209, it is a Mrs. and woman's dress and jumpsuit pattern. View A, which is the view that I made, it does have like a contrast where you could contrast two different colors for a strapless dress, and it has strapped at the top. View B and view C have elastic at the sleeves. View B is your dress and view C is your jumpsuit. The bodice is constructed the same for every view except for adding the straps to view A, and then you have the sleeves with the elastic at the sleeves for view B and view C. That is the pattern description for this pattern. Let's go ahead and move over to the skill level. So the skill level for this pattern, I believe on Something Delightful website, it is rated as easy. Do I feel this pattern is easy? Yes and no. I feel that because it has princess seams, it can be easy for an intermediate beginner, but it does have you do a lining for it, so it can put a true beginner off. But that is the sewing skill for this pattern. Let's go ahead and move over to notions used. So the notions used for this pattern is just a zipper. Now, you need an 18-inch invisible zipper, but I used a 14-inch zipper because that's what I had in my stash, and I was hoping that it worked to where it wasn't too tight, and I'm glad that it worked. Okay, now that is the only notion that you need in order to create this dress. Let's move over to the fabric used. So the fabric used for this pattern, I just used regular cotton fabric. It was like a broadcloth fabric from Joann. I picked up for probably like $2, $2.99 a yard. So I color blocked it because I had both colors in my stash. Now the pink, which I did this Pepto Bismol pink suit with a button-down shirt and some culottes about 3 years ago, so I still had some left over. And then the red, I made some red, I think it was like some not shorts, but I think it was some pants, culottes or something like that. a long time ago, I did a mommy and me, like a peplum top, and made some red pins to go along with it. So I still had the fabric in there because I bought like 6 yards and I only used 2. So I had 4 yards left of this fabric, and that's what I used. So it was just perfect to do a solid instead of a print upon a print upon a print. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into the pattern pieces used. So the pattern pieces used for this pattern is pattern piece number 1, which is your bodice front, pattern piece number 2, your bodice side front, pattern piece number 4, which is your bodice back, pattern piece number 5 is your bodice side back, pattern piece number 6 is the straps, pattern piece number 9, which is the skirt front, and then pattern piece number 10, which is the skirt back. Now, I want to say that all of those pieces you have to cut in a single layer, because if you're color blocking like I did, you would first cut one layer with the right side of the pattern facing up on the fabric and cut one layer. After you do that cutting, you would transfer onto the second color that you want to use, and all the pattern pieces have to be facing down with the wrong side of the pattern piece facing up and cut around. You can see that in the cutting layout as well of how to color block and make sure that your pattern pieces are matching up. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about pattern sizing. So for this pattern, I think this pattern only comes in 1 pattern size, I believe. So I could tell you that actually it comes in 2 different envelopes. I think the first, I'll put it up on the screen if I'm incorrect, but I think that the first size of the pattern is I think it's a 8 to 16, and then the second pattern is a 18W all the way up to like a 24W or a 32W or something. I'll put it up on the screen if I'm incorrect. The size that I cut was a size 16. However, I did have to enlarge at the waist because the finished garment measurement for the waist was a 33. Even though my waist is a 32, with this being a cotton fabric, I was not sure if it was going to be pulling at the waist or anything, so I made sure that the waist measurement was going to come out as a 34. So basically I just added 1/4 of an inch to my side seam at the waist, multiply that by 4, it gives you a whole inch. So it was perfect, it fit perfectly. So I'm glad I did not cut just the 33 and left it as is, because it would have been too small. All right, but that is the size that I cut. So now let's go ahead and move over to modifications. Did I make any modifications to the pattern? No. Outside of sizing the waist up, I did not make any modifications to the pattern. Now, one thing I will say about color blocking is make sure you use the right color thread, okay? Because I set up 2 machines, one in red and one in pink, to make sure I didn't have to keep transferring out the thread. So I made sure I would sew with the red thread and then with the pink thread, and it came together very, very good. But that's the modification that I did for this pattern. Let's talk about, did it look like the photos or the drawing on the pattern envelope? Yes, it does. I love it. Now, I styled it 2 ways. I styled it without my denim jacket, and then I styled it with a denim jacket. Now, I had plans to do like a dress down look where I had a denim jacket on, a hat, and some tennis shoes, but then I thought about it, why mess up a dress with tennis shoes on this type of dress? So I think what I'm going to do is go and get some sandals and style it next time when I'm out at the park or whatever, because I do have plans to go to the park today. I'll probably wear some flip-flops or some sandals or whatever with this dress, because I plan on wearing a dress today, all right? So anyway, back to what I was saying. Are the instructions, yes, it does look like the photos in the drawing on the pattern envelope. So let's move over to instructions. Are the instructions easy to follow? Yes, they are easy to follow. However, I will say that on the instructions, I would highly suggest, and I have said this before, doing the main fabric and the lining at the same time. So by the time you're done constructing the main fabric, all you have to do is insert the lining, attach the lining at the upper edge of your main fabric. So I highly suggest doing all of it at the same time. If you can set up 2 machines, by all means do so. All right, but yes, the instructions are easy to follow. Let's talk about likes and dislikes. What did I dislike about the pattern? Nothing. I love this, and I plan on doing view C, which is the jumpsuit, at some point, hopefully this summer. I'm not sure, but yes, I want another one of these. I think the only thing I should do is take the strap in a little bit more on my left side where the red is. The right side where the pink is perfectly fine. But yeah, I think I think it's all love. I love this pattern. I like this pattern. All right, so let's go ahead and move over to first time experiences. Did I have any first time experiences? For this, no. I have done princess seams, I have done straps, I have done all of that. So no, there's no first time experiences for this pattern. Let's talk about would I sew it again? Yes, I just mentioned that. Yes, I would sew this pattern again. All right, recommendations. Would I recommend this pattern to others? Absolutely. I feel that this pattern is pretty easy, and I think it's just a princess seam, so just make sure you cut a couple of snips in order for it to fit how you want it to fit and sew. But so you won't have any of that bunching. I can't see where you would get tripped up at, simply because the lining is, you've constructed the same way as the main fabric. You attach it to the bottom. Now on the lining, one thing I will say is when you pull it over and you attach it, you can slip stitch, but you guys know I'm a little lazy when it comes to slip stitching. So what I did was I based on the wrong side, and then after I did that, then I turned it over using a regular length stitch and then attached it on the right side and pulled up the basting stitch. But other than that, I'll sew it again. I'll recommend it to others. So let's go ahead and talk about my pattern rating. My pattern rating is a 5 out of 5. I love this pattern, okay? And it's crazy because when I searched the hashtag M8209 on Instagram, it was only like maybe 6 people who have done this pattern. One being Talisha from Creativity by T. She did it in a cherry, and she did a jumpsuit. I think she did view B when she did the Fruity Fashion collection last year. Also, I seen everyone making pretty much the same view, which is view B, I believe. So I think Talisha did view C, which is the jumpsuit, but everyone made like the dress. So I couldn't really get a feel for view A with the straps, if anyone have done this view, but no one have done this view for the straps. Everyone have done the elastic at the sleeves, and I felt like because I just made something with elastic, I didn't want to do that, but yeah. So I'm glad I did it with the strap because it's summer and it's hot. All right, so that is all that I have in this pattern review. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so you are notified every time I upload a new video. Also, go over to Instagram to Monique Ryan III. I'll put her handle in the description box below. Go over there and check out what she created utilizing red and pink. And also, stay tuned for next week when I have another collaboration with Cherie from Cherie Thomas 30. So you don't want to miss that because we have something toasty. All right, so thank you so much for watching, and as always, keep sewing.